What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be going over 10 free things you could do to instantly improve your outfits.
Man, these are game changers.
Free 99.
All right, let's get right into it. All right, so like we said, all of these are completely free. You know, who doesn't have free?
Exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
so number one, uncuff your jacket or your flannel in the wrist area.
Probably one of my favorite things to do. This allows you to actually wear your oversized, like bigger tops, right? Because sometimes when you have it fully cuffed, my limbs are short, so sometimes the stack is just too overpowering. Like you do this right here, kind of like similar to what Johnny's doing. You kind of give yourself a nice little more relaxed look.
Exactly. It's okay if it drapes over your hand a little bit. You're just gonna, it takes any formal flannel or any, denim jacket and just gives it that more like grunge look, I would say,
Exactly.
All right, let's move on to number two. All right, so we just went over something that's gonna give you more of that relaxed look, but this one right here is a little bit more on the opposite spectrum. We have tucking in your t-shirt.
Look. When we're referring to this, we're not talking about the grease look where you're actually tucking in like your tight shirt and tucking it with your tight pants, okay? This is total opposite.
Exactly, totally opposite. This is a different look I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
Super big right now. You know, your relaxed chinos, your
It gives them more of
trousers.
that. It gives them more of that put together look.
Exactly.
You're-
I want to bring up how we were saying it is with your baggier trousers and shirts, because like you don't want your whole entire outfit to be draping down baggy.
Because
so it's
that
like,
could look sloppy.
yeah, so this balances it out. It's like you have baggier chinos or trousers, but then your shirt is tucked into, I guess, like
Kind of like merging it all together.
exactly. All right, so there we have it for number two. Tucking in your t-shirt works for every body frame out there and is gonna elevate your outfit. Let's move on to number three. All right, so number three, when you are wearing a flannel, denim jacket, or any type of jacket, just drape it a little behind your shoulders. You know what I mean? We're not talking about completely behind, but just a little.
You know who I see?
Exactly like that.
You know who I've seen do this really well is a Shy.
All
Shy,
the time.
Always.
he's always had that relaxed look. This is like an elevated version. This is like you could come off a little sleazy, but with swag.
He
you
said
know what
sleazy
I mean?
with swag.
I see a lot of kids do it in Coachella. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I think it's because it's hot, so you kind of want to just but
It looks obviously a little bit more relaxed. If you have it completely to the front, it's gonna look a little tight, too formal.
Man, not only that, I like a little bit of
do it,
looseness
do
to
it.
it
There you
because
go.
it makes me stick my chest out.
Hey,
It gives
actually-
it more of like a broad look, to
Wider
give you that
frame,
tapered
right?
Look, yeah, wider
That
frame.
and it gives you the illusion that you have great posture because it's, you know what
He
I'm
said
saying?
great posture. Gives you a couple inches.
There we have it. Drape back your shirt or your flannel just slightly behind your shoulders. It's gonna go a long way. Let's move on to number four. Woo! Okay, so number four right here. This is, if you got t-shirts laying around, maybe you've been working out recently and you got a little bit more muscles. If you put on that shirt and it's hugging your arms a little too much, we call this the tug and polo, right?
This saved me, Rich. You introduced me. I was like, I had no idea. I would just stretch my whole shirt out, but you're like, no, you only need to stretch one area. So let
Yeah.
me explain it to you guys
Go
real
ahead.
quick, okay? You take these three fingers and you stick it under your armpit of your t-shirt, okay? And you tug the whole thing downwards and move your arm upwards.
It's called the, what's the dance?
I don't know. but
I'm not sure.
This is gonna be the new dance. This is like chicken wing.
But I like it because you're not like just grabbing your sleeve and then tugging and then you're
Yes.
gonna see your finger stretch marks and everything. This is gonna allow like a natural stretch to your sleeve.
All my
Exactly.
big boys know, man. We got that tight area right here. It's showing right now. That little tight area.
What's it called? What's that little meat called?
I don't even know. I'm gonna call it the flub flub.
What's
Side
that
breast?
called? What's that?
the side breast.
Man.
We're getting sidetracked.
Look.
It's just gonna allow. So when you put on the shirt, it's gonna look a little. It's gonna flare out a little bit more. You know?
Yeah. Even for skinny guys, when you guys have those shirts, a little bit too
I
small.
was just gonna say, I was gonna call out the 21 Savages out there. If your shirt is too tight and you're skinny, this tip still works for you. Okay?
Exactly.
And I like the point that you mentioned. You must do it at the bottom because it hides the natural wrinkles.
Yes.
Because you are pulling on the fabric.
Exactly.
Sure,
So
right?
yeah, right underneath your armpit, not gonna show. Yeah, this one's a sleeper right here. It could turn any shirt into a boxy tee if you
Dude,
want.
it's
you know?
great when you're between that large and extra large.
Yeah, for sure.
A little more room.
All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, so this one right here, everybody knows how to cuff their pant leg, but we're saying to give it more of like a dynamic look, just only cuff half of it.
I've never really noticed this until I started seeing people post up like their sneaker photos with jeans. That's when you notice it, because you could tell they're probably naturally walking, and that cuff that you're talking about is being created naturally.
Yeah,
all right,
that's-
you're not forcing the full cuff look.
Yes.
You're just doing the half.
Yeah,
It looks
you-
like you actually walked into the cuff.
Walked into the cuff. Yeah, for sure. And one thing I want to point out, we're not talking cuff it from the back or front. We're saying side to side,
Yes.
left or right. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
I'm not gonna lie, I used to see you do it all the time, and I always think like, how does it the look naturally just come off like that? You obviously force it. You do it yourself, you know? So
And I like cuffing on the outside of the shoe to expose the shoe a little bit more, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Some people do it on the inside, but yeah, this is definitely just a new way of cuffing, elevated cuffing,
Yeah.
more of that natural look.
The half cuff.
The half cuff right
Half
there.
cuff.
Let's move on to the next one. So this one right here, we are saying buttoning your polo all the way to the top.
Oh, I like this look. I do this actually very often, man. Classically, you're used to seeing the polo with like one button unloosened
Yeah.
on top, right? But when you put it to the top, it doesn't give it that frat boy look. When you put it to the top, it gives it more of like a fashionista type of look, right?
It's like
Menswear.
you took
streetwear.
something very classic, very formal, and you just changed it up
Yes.
from the norm.
Look,
Yes.
It kind of reminds me of like in Fresh Prince when he like made his school uniform
The
just
blazer?
crazy, you know, cuffed it.
Turned
He
it in
ju-
and out?
He
Yeah.
just did a bunch of things to let you know he's not going for the formal
Yes.
classic look, you know?
It's like going against the culture.
if you button up your shirt all the way to the top, you know, you kind of have a nice little chain.
There you go.
Or something that just kind of makes you look more fly and less like a square bear. Like,
Yes,
you
sir.
know?
All right, so there we have it, buttoning your polo all the way to the top. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so this one right here, a lot of people overlook cuffing the sleeves on a t-shirt, actually.
Yes. This is huge when it comes to wearing like a boxy, oversized vintage shirt.
Yeah.
'Cause at the end of the day, you're gonna size up a little bit. It's gonna be perfect, you know, width and length. But when it comes to the sleeve,
Yeah.
that's the part that's gonna look the most baggiest, that hangs the most, right?
Exactly. I saw Big Sean doing it. So to go off of your point, we're not talking about a regular shirt and you're cuffing it to make your, you know,
Nah.
show your pythons and whatnot.
Nah.
We're talking about an oversized shirt and then like bringing it so it looks regular.
More proportionate.
Recently, I bought these t-shirts from Uniqlo. They're the oversized airism shirts.
Yeah.
They are like the perfect length and width, but the sleeves are just slightly
It's almost
too
like
long.
a baseball, right?
Yeah, so I cuffed it and I was like, oh, this looks dope. You know what I mean? So yeah, look into those. We'll leave a link down below. Let's move on to the last couple. All right, so second to last right here, a lot of people overlook this one as well. We are saying relacing your sneakers when you get them out the box.
Oh man,
Can
this
you go over
this is like a rule in my opinion. When you buy a fresh pair of shoes, you don't want to rock them with the factory laces.
Yeah, so when they come from the factory, you got the laces going over the holes, and then for the rest of the shoe,
Yep.
it's going over the holes all the
know
way to
why.
the top.
It's that look of like it kind of the laces coming down like a triangle.
But this slight detail, you want to do the first one over the holes and then the remaining going under. All the way to the top. It's a very, very slight detail, but it looks 100 times better.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think a lot of people don't really notice this.
Oh man, I notice it a lot when it comes to SB Dunk lows.
I noticed it with
fat-
Air Force Ones.
The Air Force Ones too.
Yeah.
I don't know, just the whole under the holes just makes a huge difference. Trust us. I know
Trust.
it's weird, but there's a reason why people relace their
Just
shoes.
try it at least
Just
once.
try it. Do not, you spend a lot of money on the shoes. Put a little thought into the lacing.
Yeah.
It goes a long way.
There you go.
All right, let's move on to the last one. All right, so the last one right here, this is huge right now, and it just goes a long way. We are saying cuff your pants till it exposes your ankle or your sock.
It's such a good look right now because fashion is so versatile, right? So if you have vintage, if you have something a little bit more classic looking, you can literally just cuff it up. But one thing I like about this look is I always see people wearing wacky shoes with it. So if you have a pair of wacky shoes and you want to match it with wacky socks, cuff it up a little bit.
Show the socks a little
Yeah,
bit.
show the socks, show the
You
shoes.
see a lot with Red Wings. I mean, speaking of wacky shoes, you could even put like an AJ1 vintage OG as a wacky shoe. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, I mean, a lot of people don't mess with the whole grunge, distressed
Yeah.
look, but for some reason, like the cuff look is being used with that shoe.
Yeah, I've
Exactly.
seen it with a ton of sneakers, and when you're exposing your sock,
Yeah.
it just automatically shows you put thought into your
Yes.
outfit
For
and
sure.
the proportions and
Exactly.
everything like
Can I
that.
ask the
Yeah.
question? Is there a certain cuff length that is acceptable? Because I do see
You don't want it too high. You don't want it too
But that's
Maybe
still
like a
look,
three-finger
though.
rule.
That's still a look.
You know, I for myself, I have to cuff about 20 times for it to still show my ankle when I'm
True.
standing up. I can't really do this look, but it looks dope when other people do it.
Exactly.
All right, there we have it. Cuffing your pants goes a long way. All right, guys, thank you for checking out that 10 free things you could do to instantly improve your outfits. What was your guys' favorite?
I'm gonna go with the half cuff. You
That's a
know?
good one.
Because that's like something that just looks super natural, and then, but you forced it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
What about you, Johnny?
I'm gonna say my savior, man. The tug and pull.
It's a big one. It's a big one.
big
Yeah.
Literally, it's a big one.
Mine is, you know, I've been trying to get in more watches lately, but sometimes when you wear a watch on itself with a short sleeve, it comes across a little too like blatant, I would say.
Okay.
So I want to wear a watch and then uncuff the flannel. If you see it, you see it.
Yeah,
If
little
you see
teaser,
it,
little
if you see it,
teaser.
you see the bling, you see the bling, you know? But that's pretty much it. Let us know down in the comments below if you guys have any free tips and advice you would have to improve any outfits. And that's pretty much it. Shout out to Tan, shout out to Johnny. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel. And until next time, we out.
Peace.